Welcome to Designer Digital's bi-weekly tip, December 14th, 2018. This week, brushing up on brushes, cycling to the next or previous brush in Photoshop and Elements. Brushes and stamps are wonderfully powerful tools in your digital arsenal. Because they can be used in a variety of different ways, they're some of the most versatile products for use in Photoshop and Elements. In the next few tips, we'll look at some tricks that you can use to work with brushes in ways that you may not have tried before. For example, when you're working with a set of brushes, there's a quick way to cycle to the next or previous brush in the set. Here's how. Begin by loading an ABR brush file into your software via the Preset Manager. If you need a little refresher on how to do this, check out my tip on loading and using brush files. For the sample, I'm using the Artsy Christmas Trees Brushes and Stamps No. 2 by Katie Pertete. Next, get the brush tool. And because you've just loaded these brushes, that will be what will come up here in your brush picker. If you loaded the brushes earlier, you'll need to scroll to those brushes and just click on one of the brushes in the set. Next, click the Foreground Color chip at the bottom of the Tools panel. This brings up the color picker, and you can either choose a color from here, or you can come over onto your document and use the eyedropper to pick up a color from your page, and then click OK. This will be the color that the brush will stamp on your document. Next, create a new layer by clicking the Create a New Layer icon in the Layers panel. It looks like a little square with a turned up corner. Because I want my brushes to look like they're stamped onto the background, I made sure that I created that new layer right above my background layer. Click once on the document to stamp the first image, and then press the right angle bracket key on the keyboard to load the next brush image in the set. Or you can press the left angle bracket key to load the previous brush image in the set. You can cycle through the entire brush set by pressing the angle bracket keys until you get to the image that you want to use next. Once the new image is chosen, you can click on a new layer to stamp the brush image. For maximum flexibility, stamp each image on its own new layer. That way, if you decide later that you want to change the color or the size or just remove that stamp altogether, you've got that stamp on its own layer. I'll use the right angle bracket key to go back through and choose another brush before I stamp. I'm going to create a new layer and do the last tree here. This technique allows you to see the outline of the brushes in the set as you're working on your digital project. There's no need to interrupt your flow to move the cursor up to the brush picker and then choose a brush from the brush picker and then look to see if that's the one that you want to use. I especially like using this tip with splatter brushes and watery spots brushes to get a more realistic, randomly painted type effect. Thanks so much for watching this week's video, and be sure to check back in 2 weeks for another Designer Digitals tip.